I'm Liz Ryan for WNZF News. In this series, we're bringing you Palm Coast's Town Center Insights, the real story. Today I'm talking to Walker Douglas of Douglas Property and Development. Walker, take us back to 20 years ago. What was the vision behind Town Center?
Can I take you back more like 50, 60 years?
Sure.
So Palm Coast was originally planned in the 60s, 70s as the biggest master plan retirement community in the country. And the urban planning gospel of that time was like, let's get people from point A to point B as fast as we possibly can in cars. And now that's not so much the kind of vibe that we're going for in urban planning, because we realize that people need interaction and they need exercise and they need to run into each other, right? And they want to walk places. So in the early 2000s, a company called Palm Coast Holdings, some real visionaries, Bill Livingston, Dave Lusby, Clint Smith, some really visionary creative people thought, hey, we need a downtown, right? We need somewhere for people to gather. We need nightlife. We need a park. We need places where people can walk to get coffee, walk their kids to school. You can live in a townhouse and walk, and get all your errands done without going over 30 miles an hour. So that was sort of the vision of Town Center, was that place that is a location that fosters the community that we don't get when we're just getting in our car at home, driving to work, driving to the grocery store, driving home, and having sort of limited interaction and exercise.
I think part of the reason people are feeling more and more isolated these days is because we live in, I guess you could call it a strip mall society, where people drive up, do their shopping, it's made for convenience, they get in the car and then they go home. But Town Center is different. It's designed so that it brings people together. It's going to be the heartbeat, the downtown of all of Palm Coast.
Strip mall society is like, that's going to go viral, I think, that term. That's really good. And yeah, I mean, not to point fingers, and like, all our urban planning for decades was based on the automobile, because that was a novel thing until recently. The automobile was, we need to plan all our cities around going fast from one point to the next, because that's how we use our time the most efficiently. And now in hindsight, we're realizing like, hey, it's nice to just walk somewhere sometimes. It's nice to not get in the car, even in Florida where, it's 85 degrees right now in the sun in September, but it takes a little while to acclimate if you're not from here. The born and raised Floridians have no problem with the heat. They'll walk around Town Center all day in it.
Nice to be able to get out in the fresh air, walk around and see other people and greet them face to face. And Town Center is not only building a community, but it's also very environmentally aware, preserving as many trees and vegetation and wildlife habitat as they can. We'll talk about that next. I'm Liz Ryan for WNZF News.
For more on Town Center, the real story, go to flaglerbroadcasting.com.